Hello and welcome into Pat's Latest. I'm your host, Mike Gambardella, and today we talk about if the New England Patriots actually got it wrong when it comes to Stefon Diggs, along with several NFL draft updates that could immensely impact what the Patriots want to do at number 4. Before we get into everything, make sure you go down and subscribe for our channel. Get into the comments and let us know what you think of Stefon Diggs and what remaining moves the Patriots need to do in free agency before they get to the NFL draft. Give us a like if you like what you hear, and make sure you get into our other episodes after you finish this one. Today we start again with Stefon Diggs and a lot of chatter around if the Patriots were wise and making a prudent move to shell out $69 million over the next 3 years. Again, we looked at that deal is not what it seems on the surface. There's only $26 million guaranteed, and the Patriots could essentially cut bait after 1 year, making this potentially just a 1 year deal worth $26 million. That said, Stefon Diggs is an impressive wide receiver. He's also one that is 31 years old, coming off an ACL tear, and now on his fourth team. So the moniker that had been going around with him as he was traded to Houston was Diva. Now, is that fair, and was that something that should have traveled with him? With his fresh start in Houston last year, he made the most of it. He was named a captain for the Houston Texans, and by all accounts was an absolutely wonderful teammate for second-year quarterback C.J. Stroud. He enters the same situation here with Drake May. Looking at it on the whole, and looking at what Stefon Diggs' comments were, he was quoted at the start of last season as saying, "I'm a man of integrity." Furthermore, he said, "You can ask my peers what kind of player I am. I'm a man who works hard for myself. I'm working hard to earn everything that I can get." He also said there are common misconceptions happen all the time, and that he's not mad at them. He's easy to go with a narrative if you don't do your research, and it's all word of mouth. And he also said it's crazy because you kind of got the rock with the narrative, I guess, if you don't know me. A lot of New England Patriots fans don't know Stefon Diggs, and I hope you do give him the chance. There is a lot of talent behind a lot of words surrounding this player, and he's currently working extremely hard to get back in time to start training camp with the Patriots. All in all, this is the most talented wide receiver the Patriots have seen in several seasons, and something that they have not had. So, Elliott Wolf should be applauded. Mike Vrabel should be applauded, as should Robert Kraft. Now, there is concerns, again, with a 31-year-old coming off that injury, but the Patriots at least have taken the swing. And while there may be some concerns, it is absolutely one that was worth swinging for the fences on. As we look as well at other concerns that the Patriots have at their potential additions and coming with some younger players. One surprising one from Wednesday was that Will Campbell, who had some shorter arms as one of the top draft tackle prospects, checking in at under 33 inches for his arms. Why is that important? Well, there's really only 4 NFL starters with arms shorter than 33 inches at the tackle position. So, drafting one at number 4 overall potentially comes with its fair amount of pitfalls unless you're sure that player is absolutely a home run pick. Campbell at the NFL Combine measured in at 32 and 5/8 inches for his arm length, which would be just under the sweet spot, if you will, for the NFL tackles to be quote-unquote successful in this league. Teams at tackle prospects, again, want that 33 inches, and the caveat this year was that several NFL prospects and multiple offensive line prospects at that measured a half-inch shorter at the Combine compared to their pro day or other all-star events such as the Shrine Bowl or Senior Bowl. So to see Will Campbell get measured at his pro day and check in at that 33, while it may raise some eyebrows or red flags that they're just giving that to him, this actually lines up with what a lot of other players are seeing. So, again, this could check a box next to Will Campbell that you could feel comfortable selecting him early in the first round of the NFL draft. Now, is he the number 4 overall prospect in this draft? I think that is up for debate. But again, if there is a need for the Patriots and you're saying that the top players, especially 1, 2, are off the board, you have a decision to make at 4. Will Campbell does become more of an appealing option. We end with a quote on Will Campbell, or regarding Will Campbell's status and arm length, from former offensive line coach Dante Scarnecchio, one of the best in the business, best of all time, really, of a offensive line coach. And Scarnecchio was asked about tackles' arm length, and his response was that expletive deleted is way overrated. Well said, Dante. Additionally, we'll look at one of the top players in this draft, and I think many people will say it's either the number 1 or number 2 prospect in Abdul Carter, the Penn State defensive end or edge rusher, if you will. The second, obviously, being Travis Hunter, the cornerback and wide receiver from Colorado. There apparently is a top team zeroing in on Abdul Carter, and that comes in the form of the Cleveland Browns, selecting at number 2 overall. A little surprising considering you have Myles Garrett on your defensive line as well, but they too are seeing what everyone else is and what we've been talking about for weeks, is that Abdul Carter is, if not the best, one of the top 2 players in this draft. So picking at number 2, why wouldn't you select one of the top 2 players in this draft? The question for the Cleveland Browns does become, who plays quarterback? The next question is, are you sold on Shedeur Sanders? If they are not, it makes sense for them to take the next best player, and that would be Abdul Carter. This is all said and assuming that Cam Ward, the quarterback from the Miami Hurricanes, is taken number 1 overall by the Tennessee Titans. That also does look to be what's going to play out. And if Cleveland now is taking Abdul Carter at number 2, suddenly there are a lot of questions around what the New York Giants are going to do at 3 and what the New England Patriots have in front of them at number 4. That creates a potential draft problem. If Abdul Carter and Travis Hunter are gone, who do the Pats take at 4? That directly relates to what the Giants decide to do at 3. An obvious statement, but one that gets a little convoluted. And if the Patriots do stick to their guns of saying we are taking best available, then who is that player? Again, the New York Giants have addressed their quarterback situation. There has been a lot of fanfare around getting Jameis Winston and getting Russell Wilson, and Russell Wilson pretty much announcing that he is going to be the starting quarterback for the New York Giants. How long-term that will be is up for debate. There's also a debate and seen on social media that with Daniel Jones and Drew Lock in the fold, is Jameis Winston and Russell Wilson that much better? Objectively, I think yes, it is that much better, but it's still not enough to get you into the playoff picture. I think, again, would Shedeur Sanders be the guy to get you into the playoff picture? No, not immediately, but being able to surround him with coaches who know what they're doing, Brian Daboll, a fantastic offensive coach, would be a good pairing for that. But is this the plan that Joe Schoen had all along when deciding to let someone like Saquon Barkley go, not trading up for someone like Jaden Daniels or Drake May? Not to say that they actually had a true offer worth accepting for either of those teams, but wanting to pair a quarterback of a high magnitude to pair with Malik Neighbors, something that's very important for the Giants to be able to do. It could go either way at this point. Shedeur Sanders could be selected at 3 and become the Big Apple's talk of the town, or the Giants could stick to their guns, add a next best player available, which would be Travis Hunter, and puts the Patriots in a tough spot at number 4. This is a tough spot because there is no consensus number 4, number 3, number 5 pick in this draft, depending upon how you rate quarterbacks. So what do the Patriots do? The Will Campbell news does put a asterisk or a star, really, next to Will Campbell's name, because not only is he a top 10 player in this draft, whether he's a all-pro guard or a Pro Bowl tackle is up for debate, or what he projects as, but with a further need for that, with the Patriots not currently having a starting left tackle on their roster, you can see why Will Campbell would make a lot of sense. Again, with with Shedeur Sanders potentially sliding, Campbell is there. Armand Membu, who has better measurables, maybe some better tape at times, the offensive tackle out of Missouri, should also get a lot of looks. My biggest concern is that he has never played left tackle. He was a right tackle in college. That's not to say that you couldn't swing over, and he played next to a very good tackle in his own right, but when you haven't done that and have to make a switch, it's going to give you another pause, the same way the short arms and measurables that Will Campbell did. So again, why are you taking someone that gives you pause? Mason Graham, the defensive tackle from Michigan, was considered to be up at that spot, but then again, he checked in almost 30 pounds lighter than his listed weight at Michigan. Tet McMillan is the best wide receiver prospect, and all due respect to Travis Hunter, you don't get to say that if you're splitting time between two positions, but Tet could also fill a lot of holes, needs for the Patriots for that wide receiver position, but again, would be a stretch, as some people don't have Tet coming off the board until 15, and to take it 10 picks earlier would again be a little bit of a surprise. The other two that could make a lot of sense are Jalen Walker, the defensive edge from Georgia, and Will Johnson, the cornerback from Michigan. Two of the better players in this draft, and for me, who would check in at 4 and 5 respectively, in this draft. Again, where these guys slot up, it's up for debate, and you don't want to be wrong. You're going to be open for having everyone question your decisions, whether it was the right one. And again, it doesn't matter what we see or what we say. It's going to matter the fit for the player into the scheme. It's going to be from Mike Vrabel's culture and what fits best for the New England Patriots in the long term. And very obviously, in this day and age of the league, what fits best around the quarterback in the NFL. The Patriots have a big decision in front of them. Don't be surprised again if all of these names start to rise and fall over the next month as we get towards that NFL draft date at the end of April. But we're coming up on it quickly, and we're coming up on a lot of decisions for the New England Patriots. Make sure you get in our comments and let us know what you think of these latest developments. Make sure you let us know who you think the Patriots absolutely need to prioritize. Again, give us a like if you like what you hear, and go back and check out all of our other episodes so you can find out exactly what is going on with the New England Patriots as we head full steam into draft season. Fight on, Foxborough.